And so we face that situation. To speak philosophy might be very nice. To speak Rasika philosophy sounds very high fountain, big. But then, when it comes to practice, when we are faced with challenges, to practice what we've been preaching becomes a problem. But it is not supposed to be like that if we have been practicing from day one the very simple instructions or the simple teachings that Krishna had given to us. If we practice those very simple teachings, when we face some challenges in our lives, it doesn't mean that just because I am initiated that I will not face challenges. Sometimes people think I come to this movement to have peace. It's like a piece of gold from the gold mine complaining about why is the goldsmith disturbing me. The goldsmith wants to make sure the raw gold is purified of all elements of impurities. So it has to pass through a furnace. Furnace could be very hot sometimes. You know? So, a process of purification could be very tough sometimes. If we don't remind ourselves with this analogy of the goldsmith and the piece of raw gold having to undergo some purification through the furnace, through the process. If we are able to recall this very gross industrial development process, then I think we can stand firm when the need arises for us to implement the very principle of Lord Krishna. Time to teach the swag. Otherwise, it's very challenging. Very good to speak. Big. Okay. Can you read this verse in Gita? What is this? Text 7. Someone can read anything. Read and then you read the English translation.
Can you repeat that? No one repeat that.
Yeah, you just read. They can repeat that one.
Kalpanya doshata swabaha Prachami tvam dharma samudhacheta Yatriyasyan nishtitam bruhitan me Shishyastiham sharimam tvam prapanam Translation. Now I am confused about my duty. I have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please listen. You can all repeat. Now I am confused. About my duty. And have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Okay. By nature, own ways, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step there is activity, there is perplexity, and therefore it behoves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master, who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literature advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexity which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situated in such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises us that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexity, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purpose of this verse. Who is the man in this material perplexity? It is he who does not understand the problem of life. In the Brihad Aranya Upanishad 3.8.10, the perplexed man is described as follows: Yova etad aksharam gargya avidit asmar loka prati sa vipan. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problem of life as a human, and who thus quit this world like cats and dogs, without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is the most valuable asset for the living entity, who can utilize it for solving the problem of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problem of life. Ya etat aksharam gargi viditat somar luka praiti sa Brahmana. The Kripana or miserly person waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. In the material concept of life, one is often attached to family life, namely to wife, children. He is able to protect his family members from death. Or the Kripana thinks that his family or society can save him from the verge of death. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals, who take care of children also. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the causes of his perplexity. Although he could not understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him still on account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duty. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. He offered himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talks. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious, and now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously. Before they recognize spiritual master, Krishna is therefore the original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple for understanding Gita. How Arjuna understands Bhagavad Gita is stated in the Bhagavad Gita itself. And yet foolish mundane scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as a person, but to the unborn within Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna within and without, and one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad Gita.
Swayam Rupam Karamaya Vedata Sampakam Rangiram Sri Guru Sri Yudhipadakamam Sri Guru Vaishnava Sri Rupa Sarita Sanagana Ravitam Tam Tam Sadveta Sadhavita Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Pada Saha Ganamata Siddhi-sakam Vetamasti Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Jagat Gopesha Radha Radha Kanta Namaste Yata Kanchan Gurave Radhe Vrindavansh Vishabhani Sati Pranamami Haritu Panchakata Tarivita Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Sundhvati Namaste Sarasvati Prabhupada Nirvisesa Sonya Gadi Vandasi Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahod Godadaya ISKCON Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasari Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. So, as we heard from the text and the purpose, there are two categories of people. We have the Kripana and we have the Brahmana. The Brahmana invests the resources in trying to cultivate knowledge. Cultivation means understanding the theoretical perspective, the theoretical concepts and constructs, and implementing or applying those models and theories in their personal lives for devotional transformation. That is cultivation. I mean, it's like you have a farm, you want to plant you clear the ground out, and you plant some crops, and the crops are growing, weeds become competitive, and you go engage in weeding off the weeds, clearing off the weeds, so that the weeds don't choke the plants. And then you watch the plants grow until they mature and become harvestable. Then you harvest the plants. So this entails a lot of monitoring, a lot of watching out, a lot of caution, a lot of supervision. And for us, we have to cultivate this knowledge. Means it entails a lot of self-monitoring, self-supervision, self-awareness, and being able to become the person that we want to be. Requires we have to cultivate knowledge, Krishna consciousness. And so, talking about miserly behavior, Krishna does not like miserly behavior. I can tell you a story, a Leela recorded by Raghunath Das Goswami. And one time in Vrindavan, there was a festival in Govardhan that was to take place, and then the gopis and all the Brajabasis, they were engaged in preparation for this festival. And then the gopis, they were, putting in place different type of ornaments, of pearls and all types of stuff. So Krishna heard about this from the grapevines. And Krishna personally went there where the gopis were preparing all these pearls and all this stuff, stringing them together. So he went to plead that, hey, since you are my good friends, my lovers, could you please give me some pearls to use in decorating my house? Lalita spoke up on behalf of the gopis. And she said, you love your cow so much now. And these pearls are supposed to be meant for use by the king's queen. You want us to give you these pearls to decorate your cows. Good for you. And so Krishna responded, okay, I hear you. Now, nobody can say I'm a miser in this community. In other words, okay, you are misers. You don't want to part with your wealth to your beloved. You don't want to give out something. Someone who is just about themselves does not want to provide for the needs of others. And you will find misers all over the place. Even in the family, someone may even have so much money and does not spend the money for his family members. You go and ask him something, or ask something, and say, I don't have. And everybody else is seeing that they have. So, what Krishna did? He thought, well, I'm going to show these gopis, I'm going to teach them a lesson. So, as a small boy, he wanted to meet his mother, that she should give him pearls. He wants to develop a garden of pearls by the bank of the Jamuna. So, the mother thought, this does not happen on this planet. The pearls, you don't get pearls from a garden or from the ground. Pearls are normally gotten from oysters and other sources. No, you don't make a garden of pearls. And Krishna kept agitating that. You will see, in just a couple of days, you will see the result. Give me the pearls. I want to go and make the garden. And the mother also, she knows what Krishna has been doing in the past. Lifting over down with his pinky finger and doing all type of miraculous things. So, she gave in. So she brought practically all the pearls in her home and then gave it to her beloved son. So it shows the difference. This woman is not a miser. Mother Yasoda is not a miser. The gopis showed miserly behavior towards Krishna. So Krishna thought he wants to teach the gopis a lesson. So he collected these pearls, went to the bank of the Jamuna, and developed a garden of pearls. As he was planting these pearls in his garden, the gopis had a wind of this. And some of them came by, delegates of the gopis came by. What was going on? And they simply laughed out loud at Krishna. And they thought, oh, God. Just a waste of time. This boy is wasting his time. Where do you find this? Pears don't grow from the ground. They know that. So they just laughed at Krishna, and then Krishna, maintained some equilibrium. He didn't respond. He was just, focused on his job. One name of Krishna that, it derived from his focus on his duty is Swadharmanistha. He's focused, especially on heading the cows and the calves. He's focused on that. Early in the morning, he goes in the barn to milk the cows, and then after that, his friends, they move into the forest for cow herding. So, he's called Swadamanist. He's focused on his dharma. As Jonah here is complaining about his dharma, he's confused about what to do. The opposite of that, Krishna is Swadamanista. He's focused. It's what I have to do. No shaking back and forth. And so Krishna planted these the pearls that his mother gave to him. And then, after planting, he sent a message to the gopis that he needed some milk to water this pearl, the garden of pearls. And then the gopis again, they refused to give the milk. They said, milk is not for this type of, great service of, watering your garden, pillars. You love your cows. You are so much indebted to this gardening. Why did you take the milk? Why did you get the milk from your own home and then water, use that for watering? So, 2 times now. The two groups have shown miserly behavior. And then, Krishna thought, well, that's a good advice. Okay. So he collected milk from their own home and from his own home, do the watering. And a couple of days, the garden started blooming. And then the gopis came to spy, and then they saw that the garden was blooming. Pears. And within some time, pears of something already started developing. And the news went wild. It went viral in Vrindavan. So the gopis, they came to see it, and they thought to themselves, they spoke among themselves also. They said, we've seen what he was doing. Let's do the same. Let's get bigger gardens. And invest more. Our results will supersede his. Miserly. But, to cut the story short, the whole long lila, it's a whole book. Ragnar documented this lila in a whole book, So, the cut matter short, the gopis tried to imitate Krishna, collect all the pearls from their different homes, and to put them in some gardens. Nothing came out. After some days, they just saw some weeds growing up. And then, some of them believed that these are pears. So they waited some days and passed, some days, come. Nothing was there. And then they started blaming one of the gopis who advised them to engage in this very affair and all this type of stuff. But, the bottom line is that they were miserly towards Krishna. And then they have lost all the pearls from their different homes. So the parents, the guidance, they started asking, where are the pearls in the home? Where are the pearls in this home? And the mothers of the gopis, they tried to defend them that, they saw Krishna doing this type of service, and they also collected these pearls. Don't worry, we will get plenty of pearls in just a short time. They waited for that short time to come to fruition. Nothing. Pearls were gone. All the pearls they planted, nothing happened. Then they came to beg Krishna. Now they are getting harassment from their families. Bring back the pearls. Bring back the pearls. Bring back the pearls. The young girls who came to stop, who came to beg Krishna, please give us some pearls. We lost all the birds from our house. Please give us a bird. As Krishna said, listen, for me to give you pearls, I will throw these pearls into the depth of the Jamuna. Instead of giving you these pearls, I will throw them into the Jamuna. Then one of Krishna's friends, he was very favorable to the gopis. Who is that? Who knows who? Which of Krishna's close friends that favors the gopis? Yeah, he's also very close friend of Krishna, very tight, close links. But he doesn't want to see Krishna mistreat his devotees. Who is that? Among close friends? Yes? Subal. Subal, when the gopis came repeatedly begging, and then, Krishna was adamant. Krishna doesn't used to be adamant to his devotees' request. But when he perceives that we are miserly, that's a problem. We don't want to utilize our lives to cultivate Krishna consciousness and attain perfection, to be able to liberate ourselves and our families from this onslaught of samsara. Then it becomes a problem, it becomes his concern. And that was exactly the miserly behavior of the gopis was a concern for Krishna, that he was apparently acting in ways that he never could have. And so Subal intervened. He said that Krishna, he said, Bayasya. You know what Bayasya means? Bayasya, comrade. You know what? Booty. Hey, my booty. What's up? What's up with you? These gopis, they are your devotees. They are your devotees. Just because they show some miserly behavior, you're treating them like this? Come on, grow up. So in America we say, grow up. Someone tells you grow up, it means a lot. So Subal says, you can't treat your devotees like this. Yes, they show miserly behavior, but it's time to forgive. It's time to help them out. So this later has a lot of implications. But then the fundamental principle is that if we are miserly, Krishna may even turn his back to us. If we endeavor a little with a sense of sincerity of purpose to serve Krishna, we may make mistakes, but he will rectify us even with those mistakes. But if we just acting as creepiness, that's not so nice. So from this later, it's a big lesson for the devotees. If even we are devotees, and if at some point in time we turn to be creepiness, we tend to be miserly, that is not going to facilitate the expedition of our Krishna consciousness. Just like what the gopis experience. The gopis experience a hiatus, a break in the loving relationship with Krishna, because they were miserly. So Prabhupada mentioned, expects so much, provided so much of insight about the difference between the Brahmana and the Kripana. So the behavior of the gopis is a typical example of someone showing miserly behavior. They might be devotees for a long, long time. But as soon as we show some miserly attitude, no, we are blocking the way. Miserly mindset is an obstacle towards devotional perfection. Therefore, the devotee has to be very open, devotionally liberal, and give whatever is at their disposal, all the capacity to Krishna and his pure devotee. And the pure devotee is having the expertise to be able to engage the disciple based on their potentials. The pure devotee facilitates the unleashing, the full unleashment of the disciple's potential by engaging the disciple according to their talents. So Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and Krishna wanted to use him to accomplish this mission of annihilating the miscreants. So he could do that himself, but he chose to use his devotee. Arjuna was hesitant, and then Krishna had told him earlier, look, the whole job is already done. It's all over. You just go ahead, go get the credit. So everything that we do in Krishna consciousness is by Krishna's grace. Krishna Shakti Vinana Hey Tara Prabhat. It comes with empowerment for someone to spread Krishna consciousness like Srila Prabhupada did all over the world. And therefore, the powerful preachers, they cannot be underrated. Because without Krishna Shakti, no one can really spread Krishna consciousness. And therefore, it's important for us to have that sense of belonging to develop Brahmanical culture of dovetailing our intelligence, our words, body and mind, senses, in the service of the Lord. This is exactly what a Brahmana does. Brahmana, what does it do? Mama, Baba, Mamyazi, Mamyazi. Mind, always engaged 24/7 Christmas. Thought provocations. So we have to learn how to become Brahmanas by taking shelter of a devotional mentor, a spiritual master, to guide us on the path. And we tread on the path to be able to reclaim our lost, or our forgotten Christian identity. And therefore, the idea of Prophet setting up this movement is to make Brahmins. Because one of the chapters of this planting the seeds is the Boston Brahmins. Even Brahmins, even from Boston. How many of you have been to Boston? Boston is the hub of learning in America. We have the Ivy institutions in Boston. So people don't really care about God. The Prophet made Brahmins in Boston. So he became famous as the Boston Brahmins. So we have to see how we are cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Right. Any comments or questions? Yes.
So often religions they don't go further than Santaras. They say if you see God, that is the perfection. You don't, of course, they have no understanding of what they see. So then they say that if you say God is, making pearls grow or playing on the food, that is imposing matter on spiritual things. So
yeah, people tend to deny God of social responsibility. But we have social responsibility. And we think God should not have social responsibility. How does that work? Okay, your father, you have social responsibility. Your father should not have social responsibility. Okay, you have a farm. Your father should not have a form. It doesn't make any sense. It's called irrationality. Yes, so to argue for the sake of arguing, they even dismiss the idea that God is a person, but we are persons. And see, they're talking about people talking about religion. I reflect on, say, the Christians who use the Bible, and even in the Bible, in the biblical knowledge, it is mentioned that we are created in the image of God. It is there. So, image cannot be there without a form. Image, a mirror, if you see a reflection in the mirror, means there's a form that created our reflection. So if we are created in the image of God, logically speaking, God has a form. But his form is such shit and eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Our forms are subject to deterioration. We full of miseries, threefold miseries. But then the problem is, humans, we tend to project our image into the whole world. If I'm a thief, I don't trust anybody. We project our image into the whole world. Because I'm conditioned, everything has to be conditioned. Because I'm short-lived, every living entity should be short-lived. But, the point is that God, we have an abode where we're staying. God also has his own abode. And his own abode is not subject to decay. It's not subject to destruction, even during a universal cataclysm. So people argue in the name of philosophy or religious dissertations. They argue just for the sake of arguing. They argue just to win the case. I mean, it's like, people are trained to win cases in a court. So people also, they tend to be religiously philosophical, but then sometimes they just argue for the sake of arguing when they don't have a good foundation in the fundamental principles of knowledge. So it's a pity. It's all pervasive in society. If I don't know something, then I assume nobody else knows. The difference is so clear that even our priority sequence varies, our phases are not the same, our IQs are not the same. And so the source of all IQs must be different. Yes. All right, I think it's time for Aarti now. To the Prabhupada.